we'll again start creating of a new Springboot project, right? So what is the first step to create the new Springboot project? We should go to the Spring Initializer. Just type Spring Initializer in Google. You should get all these results. Look at the start.spring.io is the website. So we are going to create the project with the support of Gradle. So we select Gradle Groovy. The language that we are going to develop is Java, and the Spring Boot version we should always look for the oldest version, not the latest version. So this is the oldest version. Right? The group will say home.finops effect, right? I will say S22 app 1, S22 app 1, the project name. Packaging should be var. Java version can be anything, but you can select either 17, 11 or 8. Let's select 8. Right? Add dependencies. The basic thing that we want is the Spring Web. So we selected Spring Web generate. So it will generate a zipped file. It will download a zipped file. Go there, go to your downloads, find that zipped folder, right? Copy to any of your drives like C drive, D drive, or wherever you want to run your projects, right? So I want to run here. I paste it here. The next step is to unzip this zipped folder. Right click, unzip. Application is unzipped, right? You can see this here. Now we should go to IntelliJ, click on file, click on open. We should go to the directory where we had unzipped that particular project. So it was in projects December 2022. So our project name is December 2022 app 1. Go inside. As I mentioned, we should always select build.gradle file only, not this entire folder. We should always select the build.gradle. Click on open. Open as project. Let's wait for the all the indexing, the loading to be completed. Build is successful. Alright, so the loading and build is successful. Okay, let's go to src main java, right? So here we create a new package controller, right? So inside controller we create a new java class, so it will be hello. So as soon as we create the controller class, we should add the annotation on top of the class name, that is rest controller. So if you add that and then select, you should See the import is getting automatically added here on the top. Now let's write the first REST API. So it should be a get at the rate get mapping, give the path public string, say hello. And how do we run this application? We had developed the first REST API, first and basic REST API. How do we run this application? If you see here, there is a class that is with the project name and then application.java. So inside that, if you see, you should see the main method. You should always go to this class, right click on this class, run the class, so that the application will start. Before Spring Boot, we just learned how to run a program, one single program. Now this is the application. So application is a web application. Web application. Let's start. For this to start, okay, there is a error. What is that error? Just go to the top. Identify web server failed to start. Port 8080 was already in use. That means each and every application that you start will be running on a port. I think the application that we started on the other day, right? That was application one is still running. If you see here, yeah, this application is still running, right? This application is also running on 8080, so we can run only one application on one port, right? So either we should kill the other running application or we should change the port. So the first approach, we just kill this application and then we'll restart. Go back to our application one. Now again you run it. They should start. You see now, started application and then you can see the port number. You can go back. How do we see that particular API is running or not? In the browser, type localhost colon the port number 8080 slash what is the REST API for us that we have implemented. This is the one, I think. No, we started the wrong one again. It's not application one, right? See, we again started the wrong one. We should start December 2022. I will first close this application one so that there is no confusion. December 2022. Yeah, I run this application now. Now you see the application is started at the port number 8080. Go back to the browser. We had already typed 8080 slash hello. You will see the web pages getting rendered with the value that we are returning. Right? Let's say, for example, I'll write another mapping. I will say slash I void say hi. Sort of the difference. I'm not returning hi here. Just comment this out. Not returning hi. Even if I return hi, it will not work. Why? Because say hi is a method whose return type is void. Right? If we have the void, we should not have a return statement. We should not have a return statement. So we cannot have this. We can only have something like this. Right? Notice you notice here you see completed initialization in 7 milliseconds. Okay, just remember this last line. Okay, so now I'll call the API hi. See anything here? You don't see anything here, but you see here this is also doesn't show anything here because the REST APIs should always return something. The REST APIs should always return something, right? So either you return string or something else, right? So the REST API should always return something. So this is not a valid REST API. You can delete it. Likewise, you can create any number of controllers. Right? I'll put demo controller. So as soon as we create the demo controller, the first thing that we need to do is we need to add the annotation, that is at the rate REST controller. At the rate mapping slash hello big string say hello and making any changes we should restart the application, stop the application, start the application. Application did not start successfully, right? What was the problem? You can see the error message, ambiguous mapping, it cannot map hello controller method, right? I think on the other day also we had seen the similar error. Why? Because we had written two REST APIs with the same mapping value, same URL, so it doesn't know which one to map which one, right? Now let's say our requirement is to have multiple APIs in the multiple controllers, but the mapping should be same, right? So what should we do? Now this is hello, right? So go on top of the controller class, right? At the rate mapping slash this is what hello controller, right? You can put any name, but just for the example, I'm giving this. is request mapping. Create request mapping allow controller. Now another controller, that is the demo controller, right? So here also we'll use the same thing. Create request mapping. I will say demo slash. So we should have a slash in the starting. Let's start the. So here this is hello from, I will say hello controller, right? So from hello controller, and this is hello from demo controller. Here let's run the application again. Application is started on port number 808. Go back to error page, in the web page, the browser, type hello. You will not get the thing. You have got error page. Why? Because now it is changed, right? What is that? It's hello hyphen controller slash hello. Now you will get hello from hello controller. See the difference here. Here I typed hello controller slash hello. That means what? In the hello controller, you can see first this one hello controller and hello. So it first goes to the with this value with just only this value, right? The hello controller. First it goes to the this class hello controller. So within that hello controller, then again it is looking for the hello, right? Let's say for example, if I put demo here, right? Refresh demo controller hyphen demo controller slash hello. Hello from demo controller. You can see the difference. Why? Because the demo controller is mapping to this controller. Demo hyphen controller is being mapped to the demo controller class, and hello hyphen controller is being mapped to hello controller class. Right? Let's say for example, within this demo controller, I have another REST API. REST API. This is dash public string say hi. Hi from demo controller. Similarly, I have to paste exactly the same thing in the hello controller also. Hi from the no controller. How do I execute this hi REST APIs? So I made the changes, so I have to restart the application. Right? So stop the application, start the application. Application is started at the port 8080. So go back to the browser, right? And type it demo hyphen controller slash hyphen demo controller. If I change it to hello controller slash hi, now hyphen hello controller. Likewise, so all the REST APIs that are written in this REST controller class, right? While triggering from the browser, you should always start with the request mapping that is on top of the controller class and then the respective API. Right? Sometimes you may have this request mapping on the top of the controller class or you may not have it. It is optional. But if you are having it at the time of calling, it is mandatory to pass this. Otherwise, you will not be able to identify this API, which API we need to trigger. Right? Likewise, we can have any number of controllers and then within each controller, we can have any number of APIs. At the end of the day, the path, right? The path for each API, right? That can be a independent of only the REST API that is specific to only the API or with the combination of the controller. It has to be unique, either independently or with respect to the request mapping controller, right? It has to be unique. It has to be unique. If it is not unique, it gives that ambiguous error at the time of starting the application. Here, now, just some time back, we had seen that one error, right? When one application was already running on 8080, other application could not run, right? So what I will do is, we had seen one approach how to fix that, right? One approach is to kill one of the application and then start the other one, right? The other approach is to change the port number. The other approach is to change the port number. Okay, I'm going to open the same application which I just closed few minutes back, right? So what was that? I can see in the recent here. If it was already open some time back and then closed, you can see all that applications here in the recent list, right? So in the recent, this was the application. So I open this application again, right? So I start this application. I kill our new application first. Okay. Yeah. Now this application is started, right? The old application is started on 8080. Now I will open the new application, right? Where is that? That is December 2022. It was already stopped. Now I start it, right? So as per our understanding, it should fail to start, right? With the error message saying that the port is already in use. We had got the error, right? So this is as expected because another application is already running on the same port. Now if I want to run this application on the another port, what do I need to do, right? If you see here, right, on the left hand side, src main, under main you see two folders. One is Java and second one is resources. So inside the resources, you will see a file called application.properties. Application.properties. It is empty now. It is empty, right? So here you can write server dot port equal to 8081. 8081. Now we had just seen that this application failed to start, right? Saying that 8080 was already in use, right? Now I want to run both the applications. How do I run both the applications? The port has to be different, right? So now I changed the port number to 8081 for this second application by going to the resources folder and then application dot properties, right? Now I run the application. See, now this application also started, but the port number is 8081. 8081. One application is running on the port 8080. The second application is running on the port 8081. Right? Now we had already written the REST APIs, right? So we know all the path, right? So I should go to the browser. So this was the path it was running right earlier. I'll just refresh this page with the same path. Let's see whether I will get the output or not. It will not come because the port is changed right for the second application. So it should be 8081 here. If I put 8081 and then slash hello controller and then slash hi, you will get the expected output, right? Similarly, hello controller slash hello, hello from hello controller. Similarly, here we change to the different controller, demo hyphen controller slash hello. It is hello from demo controller. Here it is demo controller slash hi, hi from demo controller, right? So how do I call the APIs from the another application, that is application 1, which is running on the port 8080, right? That is common. Just open the another tab, right? Localhost colon 8080 slash hello. See? Because here the slash hello we are just getting hello, right? Or if you say hi, get hi. Right? You pass good morning, good morning. Here, clear guys, any doubts so far? All right. I stop this application. I'll write few more APIs. Right. Let's say, for example, I want to implement the calculator. Okay. Calculator. Sorry. The name should be calculator controller. Okay. Calculator controller. All the classes that are inside the controller is a good practice to have controller in the end of the name. So the first thing that we should do is @rest controller. @rest controller. Now integrate mapping output slash add public string or integer. I'll have put string integer add integrate path parameter, or the calculate path parameter or path variable. It was path variable, right? Yeah, path variable. Both of them are same only, but there is a minor difference in the way that how it is. Path variable int a comma again integrate path variable int b. So if you add any such things, you do slash brackets a slash again brackets b, return A plus A plus B. Let's run the application now. We can add one request mapping here, right? I'll just add that request mapping. Great request mapping. So this will be a calculator, right? So just put it as calculator on the application. Application is started and the port number is 8081. Go back to the browser, right? How do I call this? Can anybody tell me what is the path to call this API? Can anybody tell me what is the path to call this API? No one?
Localhost
Second, type localhost
colon 8081
8081
slash
slash
calculator
calculator then
slash
slash
add
add
slash
slash
a
a
a slash b.
a slash b. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody has any different view or everybody agrees with this?
Like instead of A and B, we can directly give numbers, right?
Exactly. Right? We should not give a and b. We should give some values here. 5 slash 10. Right? So if you see here, if you are putting this thing in the brackets, right, that means that is the value of this variable a, right? That means this holds the value of a. Again, if you put the b like this in the brackets, that means this holds the value of b. For example, here if you put another thing, right? For example, not even the another one. For example, here if you put a slash c, right, within the bracket, this will not work. I'll just rerun the application. Anyways, we have to, because we are returning a plus b, that is 5 plus 10, 15, right? I'll just rerun the application to show when we don't use the same variables here. This is most important. This is what you are going to do in your real time, guys, on daily day-to-day basis. This is what you are going to do on your daily basis. This is just the basic things, but you are going to do only these things only in your daily day-to-day work. Right? The application is started, right? I run the same thing. I just refresh this page. It has the error. If you just go back to the application, you can see what is that error, right? It says required URI template variable b for method parameter type int is not present. That means it is expecting the b for the required URI. URI means what? This is a URI. This is a URL or URI. Both are same. This is the URI, right? So this URI is expecting a variable b, right? So whatever the value that we are passing here, that should point to the b, right? But here since we had put c, so whatever the value that you are passing as 10, that is mapping to variable c, but here we don't have c at all, right? That is the reason there is a breakage in the mapping here. Here we are passing for C, but we are expecting B. So this is not able to find value for B. So this is giving the error. This is giving the error. So we need to be very careful while declaring the variables here, and then if you want to add here, right? So whatever the variable name you pass here, here also you should be having the same thing. A and clear guys? Any doubts? I restart the application. Let's see with the different values. If you open your, if you open the calculator in your mobile, right, or if you open the calculator in the laptop, right, when you do some operations like addition like this, right, by passing two numbers, this is what exactly is being implemented in that calculator, nothing else. This is the exact logic or the code that has been implemented. We get 510, let's say 50 comma 100, it will be 150, right? So this time here I will put 150, right? 200, right? Here we put 300, we should get the 550, right? Means for each and every input we are getting the output, right? We are not changing any code for the different inputs, right? The logic is only one logic, right? That logic is just doing one formula, that is a plus b, that's it. But you can pass any numbers here, right? So that numbers will be summed up and then we'll get the result in the form of int. Clear? Any doubts guys? Likewise, let's develop subtract operation also. Slash subtract slash a slash click int subtract path variable int a at the rate path. It should start with the capital letter. At the rate path variable int e. What is the formula for subtract? It is a minus b. A minus b. Here formula for subtraction is a minus b only, right? Application is started. Now what is the URL? Can somebody tell me the URL? Sumant, will you be able to tell the URL?
Yes, sir. Localhost
Yes, local host.
hyphen 8081 slash
It is not hyphen, it is actually colon. Okay.
colon 8081 slash
Slash
subtract
subtract
slash
slash
10 minus 8
10
10 slash 8.
slash 8. I got the error. Why?
Calculator.
Exactly. Calculator is missing on the top, right? Calculator. I got the output. That is 10 minus 8 is 2. Right? Any other inputs that anybody want to try? Can we try with the reverse? Where A is
8 months. 8 and 10.
exactly. That's what I was expecting. It's a 1018, right? Minus 8. Correct? So the subtraction is meeting all the cases of the subtraction, right? If it is positive, positive. If it is negative, negative. Right? Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, likewise, you can create a REST API for each and every operation, right? Like multiplication, division, the modulo operator, right? So whatever the operations you see on your calculator, right? So for each and everything, there is a formula. I'm sure you must, all of you know that formulas for each and every operation in the calculator, right? So you just need to implement in this way, right? So I'll stop it here. So in the next class I will start with the next topic, but this will carry, I mean, though I start the next topic, all these things will be there, right? Just adding one more layer to learn the another concept, right? So please do the practice now. I think this is going to be very simple for you all, right? It is very easy for you to do the practice. Just add one more thing and then add another other operations like the multiplication, division, and all the operations like square, square root, right? All the mathematical operations, right? You can, in fact, you can even pass your names, right? If you want to print any messages, right? So all such things you can do the practice on your own, right? Then I'll just push this to GitHub. Don't know. I think last Friday also I pushed one project, right? Did you all had the access to? I think you should have it. I think I had given the public access, right? Did any of you try at least whether you were able to access this project or not? That is the reason I'll push the project to this same location again. So VCS, enable version control integration, Git, okay, VCS, go to Git here, local changes, add to VCS, right click, commit files, define the remote is, should create an repository here. This is what create repository. Now I come here and then put slash push. Come back and see here. You should see all the code here. See, all the code is pushed. Right. Right. Just add this recording.